Hello everyone, we're going to be watching some of the Bughouse World Championship in the under 2000 section. This match is AnthonyChessBahrain and Vincent2016 versus Shuvalov and Artem Sadovsky. And let's see, it looks like the team from Russia is titled players. We have a candidate master and an international master. The other team is from the Philippines. We have two players from the Philippines, at least one player from Russia. I'm not sure where the IM is from, but maybe Russia as well. Let me advertise on a couple Discords here. I am open to co-commentators. So if we can get someone in the call, that would be fun. Let's see how this match is going. International Master has pretty good attack on Vincent. Artem's king seems relatively safe. The team of titled players is up around 20 seconds. AnthonyChessBahrain seems to have a fairly safe king and does have the potential of some attacking lines, but he's down time. So he's not going to get any further pieces. And actually, it looks like Shuvalov is stalling to make Vincent make a move here. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure what Vincent is waiting for. Maybe looking for some way to defend. I really don't think he has any sort of attack. Like, even if he knight checked, like king over would be perfectly safe, because knight takes g8 would prevent any sort of smothered mate. So yeah, I don't really understand what Vincent is waiting for. I guess he's looking for some way to defend this. That is probably not the way to do so. So a rook mates immediately. Alternatively, could take the bishop and then drop two knights, one on each side, one of which will deflect the bishop, other of which can probably come close to mating. Maybe knight out, then castle for Shuvalov. Oh, he's just going to promote a pawn. Okay, he's on the attack, not the defense. I like knight at h4. But not yet, because Shuvalov should get safe first. Okay, he's dropping a bishop in. I think that just loses the bishop for nothing, but fair enough. I really think Shuvalov should just go for defense. Just drop a pawn in or something like that. Because Artem has had mate for a while. Maybe he didn't see the knight-knight trick. Okay, he's trying to... Oh, well that makes it easy. Bishop in, then pawn in his mate. This is also mate with the two knights. But now the team from the Philippines is up time. So Shuvalov needs to survive a few seconds here. Needs a pawn to mate. He's not going to get it. This is a mate threat. Okay, he's staying safe enough for now. Oh, that's a free queen. Doesn't want a free queen. That came really close, down to 0.7 seconds. Didn't have to be that way. Artem missed some earlier mates. By the way, Vincent also could have, like, made a move rather than just flagging. Yeah, so that game was closer than it needed to be, as Artem had like a clear mate. All his partner had to do was, when they were uptime, was stall. Even when downtime, all he had to do was make up some time. And he could have made up time by just defending. He didn't need to attack like that. Hey, Flame in the Window. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? So our score is now 1-0. Favoring the title players. These seem like fairly solid openings on both boards. Artem has picked up a pawn. Oh, now he's picked up a piece as well, because this rook is nicely placed. You can start going in on the dark squares. I like pawn at h6. AnthonyChessBahrain is attacking as well. He finds pawn at h6, but it took him a while. I would take this knight now. Ooh, don't like that, but you can still drop a pawn, then drop the bishop if the knight moves away. If not, you take the knight. AnthonyChessBahrain needs to move. That just hangs a pawn. So Artem is picking up like a piece with every move, pretty much. Now he's tempoing the queen. If bishop takes, knight takes. That's a great move. So Artem winning a queen. He does lose a bit of tempo, but 2 pawns would be great for him. If not, he could just push the pawn here, as that launches the bishop out. Shuvalov has a fairly safe king. All these squares are covered. Shuvalov can just trade some pieces here, probably good for his partner anyway. Ooh, that's a really nice move. Nice sack, mates immediately. Yeah, even without the sack, you could have put a pawn on h6, and if the queen was taken, then that threatens mate next move. Hey, 4Player Chess, thanks for watching. On your day off, no less. Okay, so our score right now is 2-0. Favoring Artem and Shuvalov, who are both from Russia. We have Team Russia versus Team Philippines. These ratings are surprisingly close. Shuvalov up about 150 points on AnthonyChessBahrain. Artem is up about 100 points on his opponent. But of course, title players like International Masters tend to pick up Bughouse a lot quicker than players who are not so good at chess. So we may see dramatic improvement. So far, I've been pretty impressed by the International Masters play. There's no blocker at this point. Artem should stall and make AnthonyChessBahrain use the queen. Well, I guess he's down time, so he couldn't stall then. But this is still good. He can pick up the rook, and the queen is pinned against the king. Now I would just take that queen, drop a knight in check, go from there. So you could play knight takes, bishop takes, and at least Shuvalov is safe. Another option, he would love to get a bishop. I don't know if that's really a thing that's happening. Looks like his partner's trying to trade for him, but maybe they're going for mate. Okay, queen in is a nice mate here. Oh, he doesn't see it. He had a smothered mate. Now he needs a knight for a different smothered mate. With queen here, then new knight in. Okay, this is interesting. If rook takes, queen mates. Knight here is also a mate threat. Really, he needs to maybe put a pawn on e6 or something like that, allowing this bishop to move. Shuvalov is down a lot of time. At this point, I really think he should... Oh, that's not a move I would suggest. That's a little bit dangerous. It covers some squares, but it's not very aggressive. Shuvalov in some trouble. AnthonyChessBahrain is threatening some promotions. Shuvalov sat far too long. Ooh, really? We're moving over? I guess he can move over. Queen at h1 is a possibility. But honestly, he can't afford to play knight takes because this is just made immediately. So Vincent really needs to think about his own health here. So could put a pawn or knight on e4. Or could put something on e6. Gotta block this. Gotta block the file. It looks like AnthonyChessBahrain is going to get checkmate. So Shuvalov needs a blocker. He just moves the rook down. That's mate. Needs a non-pawn blocker, I should have mentioned. Stick the queen in. Oh, that's dangerous. That gives him some hope. Although it is something he can interpose. Interesting, that's mate. There's mate over here too. With pawn check. No, wait, I guess that's not quite. Knight check, okay. So we have a match, guys. Our score is now 2-1. The team from Philippines is on the board. Team Russia is still ahead. This is first to 11 with a win by 2 requirement. So this hangs a pawn. Does offer a queen trade, which I think is fine for both teams. Not much is happening on the left board yet. Yeah, 2-1. No shutout. Yep. Hey, 1800 strength. 1800 strength. If you want to co-commentate, let me know. Okay, pawn at e3 is a possibility here. Especially if he could get a knight. If Shuvalov could get a knight. He's just going to save his bishop instead. Now pawn at e3. Coming in. Let's take that. Let's repeat. Stick some more pawns in. You could stick a bishop in too, but I think pawn at e3 is fine. Ooh, I would have just taken that. Interesting. Maybe he just runs. I mean, you get a knight check, but okay, this is fine too. Knight guards here. He tries to put a queen down. Maybe bishop to pin the knight. Possibility. I liked it better here because it guards the pawn, but same difference, I guess. Ooh, I would have taken the knight first. This is a little more forcing, I guess, but I mean, it's not as crushed. Oh, never mind. It's much more crushing. Wait, could he have taken with queen? I guess same difference. No, yeah, his sequence was better, it turns out. Interesting. I missed that. Ask again next week? Okay, we'll do. Did Bughouse tournaments exist over the board? Yeah, I participated in several Bughouse tournaments over the board. There's a tournament in Berlin most every year, which is considered the World Championship. So that's like a weekend bug gathering. usually in June, where Saturday, usually Saturday, sometimes Sunday, is like a whole day of a bug house tournament, where you pick your partner in advance and you play with your partners through the whole tournament. In the United States, there's a few bug house tournaments associated with chess tournaments. The big ones are Amateur Team East and the U.S. Open. Every year, both of those have bug house tournaments. At the junior level, K through 12 national championships usually include a bug house tournament as well. Seems more hectic over the board. Yep, more hectic. Also much more fun. The dynamic is a little different over the board, but it's a lot of fun. So some of the differences over the board lie in the fact that it's much harder to conceal communication from your opponents. When you're talking to your partner, your opponent is generally going to hear it. Unless there's like a language barrier of some sort, if you speak different languages. But in general, if you ask your partner for a pawn, your opponents know that you want a pawn. So that involves some interesting strategies where sometimes you won't ask for something until it's your partner's move and he can take it. Or you'll make sure you're up a bunch of time. Or you can kick your partner under the table or something like that. 1-9 asks, is it the same time control? Generally over the board, people play 3-minute bug house. That's been the standard for many, many years. Online, 3 minutes used to be the standard, like everywhere all the time. When pre-move was invented, a few years after that, a lot of the top players decided they prefer 2-minute bug house to 3-minute bug house. So nowadays, a lot of the higher level games are 2 minutes, and everyone else plays 3 minutes. 3 minutes is kind of the default. Some like super beginners will sometimes play 5 minutes, or they'll play like an even longer time control. And sometimes for fun, people will play 1-minute bug house just to see crazy time scrambles. Hey Sammy, thanks for watching. So AnthonyChessBahrain being very aggressive. I like knight check here. I don't think he should have taken that. Or well, maybe he had to take it. If he goes over, I guess this is mate. So I guess he had to take that. Now another knight would be pretty bad. Oh wow. Okay, queens are traded. Well, this game is over. Queen where the king is, immediate mate. So our score, I believe, is 4-1. Yeah, it's 4-1, favoring the team from Russia of titled players. This is a weakness for sure. I think knight at h5 might have been a little bit more aggressive and accurate, but this is fine too. Knight check, maybe retreat the knight afterwards. Oh, that's a weird move. I think he was anticipating the knight coming in, so this was a very bad move. This is why you should never pre-move. Alright, he could just take these 2 pawns and threaten this. He could trade queens if it benefits his partner, but not so sure it does right now. I think this is like the safe thing to do. It's still, like queen here would still trade queens, but oh, that's interesting. Trying to get an attack. Queen here is a possibility to guard f2. Queen e2 to guard f2. If he had like a bishop, then bishop at g3 would be very helpful, but he doesn't have a bishop. He can take that. Maybe he has to worry about queen at c1 since he has no blockers though. So that may be why he's taken with king. I think he's safe now. He can go, oh, okay. This is reasonable because the queen can take whatever comes in here. And after knight takes, then he gets a move to attack. And that's really what he really wants to do, is get initiative. Queen takes pawn. Hope for the best with this. The other option is to defend. How would he defend? Maybe a rook in at e2. This I don't so much like. I guess the idea is to defend here, also attack the queen. It is a multi-purpose move, but what? That gets a bishop for his partner. Maybe that was the point. Yeah, I guess so. That mates. Okay. So that's good communication between him and his partner. I was kind of laser focused on this game, but he had the presence of mind to realize that a bishop made it for his partner. So our score is now 5-1. I don't like that quick trade-off. Kind of helps black develop. Instead for white, I like either queen up or knight up defending, or retreat the bishop or something like that. But anyway, maybe the trade's benefited his partner, I'm not sure. Here, if Shuvalov had a lot of material, he could sack the queen with pawn in, but he doesn't have that much material yet. New bishop in probably makes sense. Pawn in, that's fine. Could create a g7 weakness if he gets a knight right now. He's given up the rook, taking the bishop. Honestly, maybe he takes and then puts a pawn here. It's a possibility. Okay, he's going to try to defend these weak squares, trade the bishops, maybe sack a queen. Rook mates. I'm assuming he's taking that. He could slide over, maybe. Shuvalov really needs to move fast when defending. Like, now is not the time to slow down. I think he's trying to create a battery this way. This rook move is great. It defends well, also attacks. Maybe he can pick off the knight. Maybe he can play knight check. So I really like Vincent's play right here. AnthonyChessBahrain is getting attacked. He is up time, so I believe he's going to wait for pieces probably to attack rather than defend. Like pawn at f6, quite reasonable. If these like trade, he could get his queen out potentially. Maybe pick off this pawn. Also opens up the rook. AnthonyChessBahrain really wants a diagonal. There's a diagonal. Not for the right player. It's getting sketchy for AnthonyChessBahrain. I think he went the wrong direction with his king. Come out, try to eat this knight. Although that could have been pretty scary with queen up. What AnthonyChessBahrain really needed before was just a diagonal. His best defense was to attack, but now it's going to be hard for him to live. I think knight check is a good continuation. New knight in is also possible. New knight in, king up, bishop check, king up, maybe push the pawn, get this bishop involved. Actually, or no, okay. New knight in is interesting, by the way, because then it guards this square. I think that mates, actually. Knight check. Maybe he needs, like, one more pawn. New knight in check. King up. You can move the bishop check. Ooh, I don't like that. I should have moved this existing bishop. But at least if he goes here, he gets the queen with tempo. He could also... No, double check is even better. Yeah, this mates. That's good, having the presence of mind to double check instead of taking the queen. Anthony suffers from a partner not helping him. Yeah, maybe so. I definitely, the Russians are communicating a lot better than the team from the Philippines. Vincent and AnthonyChessBahrain have not been communicating well. How are you doing, Nesio? These title guys might be some under 2,000 favorites. Maybe there's a bunch of teams that are clearly rising to the top of the under 2,000 section. What'll be really interesting is when one of these favorite teams match up against another favorite, which is coming pretty soon, I think. Artem really needs to... I don't like this knight move. I guess he's trying to do this or this, but it's much better to open up the bishop for development. Okay, he's trying to pick up a free piece here. What? Why take with that? I don't know why he didn't take with the pawn. That's a really weird move. This is interesting. If no blockers come, like pawn up can be met with pawn takes, I think he can safely just slide. I mean, I suppose this knight is coming. So like knight here. Okay. At least this pawn is defended now. It could trade the rook for a piece, or it could just... Actually, this doesn't work because queen takes. This is a good move. I like attacking the queen here. Queen was getting a little bit dangerous. The threat here is knight check or rook in. Ooh, I don't know if he had time for that move. Especially since it was just hanging stuff. This is looking real sketchy. I don't like this move. I think Vincent's... Oh, he has the rook now. He has mate. Rook check, knight at e2 is mate. He still has mate, but it would have been a lot easier if he played the last move. Shuvalov has a lot of undeveloped pieces over here. Oh, he takes. AnthonyChessBahrain is fairly well developed. This is kind of an irrelevant move. Just stick a pawn in. What is he waiting for? Oh, I guess he needs a knight, by the way, because I guess he wasted that knight. So, rook check, he would still need another knight. My bad, I forgot he wasted the knight. His partner can always take the knight, though. Okay. If they were coordinated, then... Oh, he can take this one. Okay. They're not coordinating at all, because AnthonyChessBahrain could easily take any of a number of pieces that mate for his partner. Like, it's a mystery why Vincent isn't going either, because he really needs to make up a little bit of time. I think he goes this way. Oh, that's little bit dangerous, but okay. He just needs to run the king. That is not a good way to run the king. There's a very real chance now that Vincent is going to get mated. Vincent had a Prussian maiden attack. Okay, his partner bailed him out. AnthonyChessBahrain has mate. But Vincent went from like a Prussian attack to getting pretty pummeled over here. And that's because he did not check with the rook when he could have, and he didn't run his king the right way. He should have run his king to safety over here. Instead, he boxed himself in a corner. Our score right now is 6-2, favoring Artem and Shuvalov. He's like Artem is pre-moving some recaptures. Threaten and sack. Queen defends well. Need to develop some. In the knight. It seems like Vincent is unnecessarily waiting for pieces. So we could ignore the queen and take this. That's what happened. His partner... Oh, I was going to say bishop here is interesting to try to force some sort of queen trade. I could just come back here. That queen is maiden, by the way. And is the queen trapped? Where does the queen go? Can't take, can't go here, can't take. This queen seems trapped. Unfortunately, Vincent is down time. If Vincent were up time, this would be a win for them. Queen mate's on the move. This is tough for Artem to defend. Just take that and then stick a new pawn in. What is he waiting for? Let's mate. Take that and stick a queen in. What are you doing, Vincent? You can promote the free bishop. He took the wrong way. And we see why we're in the under 2000 section now. I guess you take the queen, but no longer checkmate. Maybe bishop check, and then queen in, pawn in, something like that. I don't know. I'm going to try to run him out this way. But he's going to run out of pieces fairly soon. Like this knight can't check any of these places. They're all covered. Oh, he has another knight though. Bishop in. Looking closer to mate. His best chance is to run up. Queen check. Take this. What? I don't understand these moves. He is hanging a lot of stuff. On check, I guess? I don't know. This is really odd. A lot of mates have been missed. Knight takes. What is Vincent doing? I think Vincent is waiting for more material, but it's not going to come. That just hangs a queen. Wow. Yeah, if Vincent and AnthonyChessBahrain want any chance at all of winning this match, they can't blow completely won positions like that. He had mate for, I don't know, like 8 moves in a row, and he somehow managed to hang all of his pieces instead. That's a free queen. I did not want it. That's free. Oh, well, he walked into smothered mate. He could have taken that with king. Would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, so not only did Vincent miss mate for like 8 moves in a row, but he also helped mate it himself. This is a weakness now. Shuvalov had the presence of mind to attack that weak pawn. Artem is developing his pieces. I like that. Vincent is developing. Shuvalov should have tried to undermine this knight. He didn't. So that's a missed opportunity. Gonna retreat this somewhere, or he could just hang a knight. That's another option, I guess. Vincent needs a little chess lesson. Yeah, maybe so. So Shuvalov is just hung a piece for no compensation. I would take this. Now you can come out. So if something lands here, you can just go rook over. Unless he gets like a knight. What am I missing? This isn't really a direct threat. AnthonyChessBahrain, right to start attacking. This is actually defended though. So here I would just take the bishop. Now a knight would be quite good for him. This is a nice move. But instead of taking this, I think he should have taken the pawn first and then done that. Like here I would take the pawn and then stick another pawn in. This is not good. You can just take that. This just helps him defend. This was the pawn to take. Not only that, AnthonyChessBahrain losing material in the process. Vincent has a very nice attack here. What is this? That's just a crazy move. Accomplishes nothing. Just weakens his king. Very weird moves. Vincent is getting somewhat of an attack here. So this type of thing is a possibility. Does he have to take that? I think he can slide over. Maybe this is scary. Maybe he does have to take it. Okay, this is pinned. He has to watch out for mate threats now. But Artem was up so many pieces that he found a mate over there. So our score right now is 7-2, favoring the titled players from Russia, Shuvalov and Artem Sadovsky. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, I might have misstated the score. The score now seems to be 8-2, favoring Shuvalov and Artem Sadovsky. I don't know what the point of this is. It's an odd move. So a knight would be good, pawn would be good, or you could just make a development move. Maybe bishop out, although we could take this. So if you could trust in his partner not to give a rook, this is reasonable. I would play queen takes queen, ask partner for a rook, which honestly he can get fairly easily. Shuvalov now should wait for a rook. He's up a ton of time. This queen is essentially poisoned. Okay, there's the rook. It's coming. Shuvalov needs to wait. Vincent is down 22 seconds. The rook is coming. This game is over. They've resigned it. Our score right now is 9-2. Favoring the Shuvalov team. So remember, this is first to 11 with a win by 2 condition. This is just a really odd move, but he seems to like playing it. Waiting for a pawn for f6 seems to be what he's done in the past. Just take that a few times. This pawn is being double attacked. So pinning, that's a good way to deal with that. I can just trade this, trade the bishop for the knight, and maybe drop a pawn at e5. This I don't like. Here, you could take this pawn for free. He's going to attack. That's another way of doing it. This is not a threat. You can just take. Found the free pawn. Queen takes. Now even a new knight would be good. New knight would be pretty crushing. Vincent is getting kind of pummeled over here, though. Queen takes pawn. Oh, did he hung the knight at some point? Over on the left board? I didn't see how he lost that, but okay. AnthonyChessBahrain is losing pieces. This isn't really much of an attack here. I guess he's going to drop more pawns. What he would really like, though, is a knight. This accomplishes nothing. Take. Okay, I guess they're trading queens, but that just kills his partner immediately. I don't know why he forced that queen trade. Okay, so Artem Sadovsky has checkmate, and they were up 20 seconds. So our score right now is 10-2. It is first to 11, so this next game could be match point. Happy New Year, Mercantile. Really appreciate it. SEO says if you don't play fast, it's hard playing against these 2600 Bullet Blitz players. Yeah, I don't think you have to play super fast. This is a distinction that a lot of Bughouse players don't get, even at like the 2200 level. There's a lot of players who think that moving fast means pre-moving, and that's not what moving fast actually means. What it actually means, except when you get to the super high level, moving fast means that you can't just go into the tank and sit for no reason. You have to roll out a move every 1 or 2 seconds. And at this level, they are going into the tank and stalling for no reason for a pawn that does nothing, and then they find themselves down 20 seconds. You just got to keep rolling. A 4-player chess, there is no match right after this. The calendar is pretty barren. This is actually the only match on the calendar for Friday. There's a bunch of matches on Saturday. Why are they not moving? Maybe AnthonyChessBahrain doesn't realize that it's first to 11. Next 156 says you're 4,000 in Bughouse. I have never seen anyone 4,000 in Bughouse. I've seen a few people 3,000 in Bughouse. Yeah, 4-player chess. I saw the whisper. After this match, we will head over there. Anthony's clock isn't going. Yeah, because he hasn't made his first move. That's a win. That's a win by abandonment, but that doesn't really count. So this is probably going to be match point. So our score is 10-2. Favoring Team Russia. We see this pawn move again. Now he's going in this way. See, this is the problem with moving the bishop out here. That it creates a weakness on g7, which Shuvalov has exploited at every opportunity. This pawn is attacked many ways. I don't think that pawn is long for the world. Maybe pawn at, yep. Try to temper the queen. Trade in a knight for 2 pawns. That's reasonable. Interesting. Threaten possible queen trade. Also, if he had another knight, then knight at f3 would be good if it were the AnthonyChessBahrain's move. If I were Shuvalov, I would move this bishop out. Yeah, exactly. Lets you block, attack the knight, guard some things, develop a piece, general multi-purpose move. This is hanging. This rook doesn't really matter this much at this point in the game. Oh, forcing a queen trade. Is that queen trade good though? For his partner. The jury's still out. Bishop in, I assume, guard the rook. He is offering a queen trade back. I think AnthonyChessBahrain wants to get in on the light squares, maybe pawn at e4. King is fairly safe. They're trading queens again. That's a lot of queen trades. Maybe pawn at a2, or sorry, b2 to try to win the rook. But no, he's going to go in on the light squares. If Vincent could get a rook, like rook at c8, threatening queen at e8 would be good. Just going to get his king a little safer. Vincent really wants a rook. He might not realize it, but he wants a rook. Meanwhile, AnthonyChessBahrain wants a pawn for f3 or a bishop. He could push this pawn, move his existing bishop out. Like e5 is a possibility. Oh, he got the pawn now. After take, he could throw a knight check in. I don't think he should have taken that. I think he should have just come over here. Now he can try to go this way. If he goes this way, he's dead. There's queen in, queen takes pawn. Gotta go this way. And honestly, he's probably dead that way anyway. Knight takes pawn. Looks pretty bad. But maybe he won't find knight takes pawn. Oh, that's just death. Okay, and Shuvalov is up time. He's stolen. Up about, what, 14 seconds? So this game should be over. As long as he doesn't walk into checkmate somehow. Thanks for the follow from AceCon0617. Really appreciate it. AceCon, no, you cannot play with me. This is a channel dedicated to chess variants, not chess. So this is Bughouse that we're watching right now. And we are watching and commentating on the Bughouse World Championship. Okay. So final score is 11-2. Favoring Shuvalov and Artem. So this is a single elimination tournament. Vincent and AnthonyChessBahrain have been eliminated, but they were not shut out. They got some wins in there, and that was a fun match to watch. Thanks everyone for playing. Artem and Shuvalov will be progressing to the next round, where competition is only going to get fiercer. So we are going to, yeah, exactly, Nasia. I prefer chess with 4 players rather than 2 players. We had a suggestion from 4-player chess. Let me check out his suggestion to see if they're still streaming Bughouse. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna raid Andy Star, who's streaming Bughouse right now. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, Saturday, there's gonna be a lot of Bughouse World Championship matches to cover. We'll cover as many as possible. Sunday as well. So there's gonna be a lot of streaming coming up the next 48 hours. Additionally, 4-player chess is going to be covering the 4-player World Championships, the 4-player Speed World Championships, which I think is solo, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure, solo or FFA. So we shout out 4-player chess. I think it's going to be covered on the ChessCom Live channel. So anyone who is into 4-player chess, definitely check that out. Luke is a great commentator. He's going to be joined by an all-star commentator team. I'm looking forward to watching that myself. All right, have a great afternoon, everyone. I'm going to see if I can partner Andy Star. I don't know if she'll be interested. But bye, everyone.